Hi, my name is Myra Dingman, and I actually want to share with you how I accidentally discovered that I have Hashimoto's disease. And I want to share a little bit about my journey. It's only been a few months, but I've had a drastic lifestyle change in the process of all of it. And tomorrow I actually have a thyroid biopsy. So I wanted to just share everything that's happened and how I really discovered that I have Hashimoto's and the journey that I've been on. So let's just go back to 2017, I know just last year. I actually travel internationally for my job. I ended up going to Singapore in May, and I was there for a full week. And I know this is going to be too much information, but you need to know the whole story. While I was in Singapore, I was really constipated, which never happens. I travel all the time. I feel fine. I sleep fine. Anyway, I was constipated for the whole week, and then I went to Thailand, actually for like a 3-day vacation with a friend. And so when I got to Thailand, I was really concerned because this has never happened to me before, and I didn't really know what to do. So I'm at this nice hotel, and I call the downstairs, the concierge, and I'm like, I need some medication for being constipated. They sent some medication to my room. Of course, it wasn't in English, and I just had to trust because I didn't want to Google it anyway because who knows what I was actually taking. So anyway, I took it. Went to dinner. It was actually my birthday. I had this big birthday dinner. And then I went back to my room and I thought I was going to die. So luckily the constipation cleared and I enjoyed the rest of my vacation. The medicine actually worked, but who knows really what happened. Anyway, I got home. And remember, this is just May last year. And man, I was so tired. The constipation actually just continued. I'd never experienced that in my life, but I just was irregular. And I didn't feel good. And all summer long, I just would take a nap during my workday, which I had never done in my life. I had been tired all the time, but I never took a nap. I was so cold. I worked from home, and I would be upstairs over there, and I kept my office upstairs 78 degrees all summer long. And I had a sweatshirt and like a shirt and sometimes 3 shirts on. And so I just knew something wasn't right. I felt off, had some weird symptoms happening. For example, my cheek like drooped. I was at my sister's house and it was like all droopy one day and it looked like I'd had a stroke. I mean, my whole family was kind of like, what's wrong with your cheek? And I'm like, well, I feel fine, but my cheek is all weird. So just like weird stuff. I don't even go to a doctor. I'm so healthy. I rarely go to the doctor. I'm 43, and I know that I probably should do annual checkups, but I rarely do them. So anyway, I do go to a chiropractor because of all my travels, and I'm usually like sore in my neck and my shoulders. I work on a laptop. So I go to my chiropractor, and this is late August, and I decided like a week before I'm going to work up the nerve to tell my chiropractor. He's the only one that I see regularly, and like I don't even have a doctor to tell. So I just tell him, he's like, hey, Myra, how are you? And he's like, where did you just come back from? And I was like, Brussels. And then I say to him, I just have to tell you, like, something's wrong. I don't feel right. I'm so tired. I'm so cold. My hair is falling out. And I just start listing all these symptoms. I'm like, my fingernails are so brittle. I've gained weight, like, weirdly, and I'm just so tired, and this cheek thing, and then I told him I had, like, these Charlie horses in my calves. Unexpectedly, all of a sudden, I was having them more regularly. I told him about Singapore, and he was so great. He just said, oh, Myra, let me just order blood work, and I'll look at your blood. I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. So he's like, yes. So I went and got blood drawn the next day, no big deal. 2 days later, I'm back in his office. He's like, you have hypothyroidism. And I'm like, hypo what? And I don't even know where the thyroid's at in the body. And so I got smart on the thyroid. My chiropractor is very natural, and so he gave me some supplements right away, like a thyroid booster and an adrenaline booster to try to help with my energy. And, you know, he didn't mention anything else. He's kind of like, go on these supplements, do some research. So, of course, I did all the research. And then I start reading that, you know, you probably need to go on medication. And I'm like, I don't want to go on medication. Isn't there anything I can do to change my diet or lifestyle that will keep me from getting on medication? So during the midst of all that, I go to a doctor, a PCP, mainly to find out about this medication issue. I go and she makes me get more blood drawn. I was like, fine. My numbers are worse, actually, in this, like a month later after the first blood draw. And instead of the doctor calling me, like 2 days later after the blood draw, a nurse randomly calls me and is like, hey, Myra, this is nurse blah, blah, blah for the doctor, blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to let you know that you have Hashimoto's. The doctor has sent in a prescription for you. You can pick it up. You need to start taking it, and we need to see you in 2 months. And that's all. Any questions? And I'm like, any questions? You just told me that I have an autoimmune disease. What do you think? And then the doctor didn't have the heart to call me herself and talk to me about this? I was shocked and upset. And I'm like, this is the state of our medicine. Just prescribe me some medicine. Don't talk to me about any reasons of why I've gotten this autoimmune disease, because our bodies were not developed or created to attack themselves. So anyway, you can tell that I was very upset at that point. So I saw that doctor twice, and then I'm like, I've got to do something different. I started doing lots more research. I found a great website. I realized like my lifestyle and my diet is probably my #1 contributor to me getting this. So I found a great nutritionist, Dr. Lucinda Bedone. She's in Chesapeake, Virginia. I live in Norfolk, Virginia. And so I finally got in to see her in December. And she's like, Myra, you have to change your entire diet and lifestyle. And I'm like, I'm ready. I had only been diagnosed for 2 months at that time, and I'm like, I'm ready to change everything and get healthy. Like, this is ridiculous. And so we built a diet, which is paleo-free, sugar-free, soy-free, dairy-free, and pretty much I feel like everything I used to eat free. And pretty much all I can eat is vegetables, and even not all vegetables, and meat or fish. And it should be 70% vegetables. And I shouldn't admit this. My mom's going to kill me. But I probably ate vegetables once a month. And probably only when I went to a restaurant and I just accidentally got vegetables on my plate. So I was like, oh, I'll eat them then. I never cooked vegetables for myself at my house. Anyway, yeah, my diet was bad. So I proceed to make all these changes. In the midst of all that, I got diagnosed with extreme dry eye disease, probably connected to my thyroidism. So I had laser eye surgery just last week, literally just last Wednesday, and I made a bunch of videos about that experience. It was awesome. I'm so glad I did it. I did PKR. You're welcome to watch those videos about my experience. But the reason I made this video today is that for the first time this week, a week after my eye surgery on Wednesday, I met with an endocrinologist. So my nutritionist is like, stop going to that other doctor who doesn't care that you want to get better and heal your body. Go to this endocrinologist who's also a functional medicine person that she works closely with, and somebody she trusts, and somebody who cares that my thyroid's not functioning properly and is really going to give me great recommendations and advice. So I got to go see him, Dr. Peterson in Virginia Beach. He's fantastic and kind-hearted and felt my thyroid. I mean, my other doctor never even touched my throat. And right away, he was like, yeah, you have some nodules on your thyroid. And I'm like, I don't even know how I'd feel nodules. Like, where? So he's like, I can do an ultrasound right away. So I'm like, yep, sure. So Wednesday, I did an ultrasound. He found multiple thyroid nodules. He actually didn't tell me how many, and I forgot to ask. But he was just measuring and measuring, like, back and forth. The last time I did an ultrasound was when I was pregnant 20 years ago. So it's been a long time. He measured and measured. And then he says, Myra, one of these nodules doesn't look good. And I'm concerned about it. And we need to do a biopsy on it right away. And I'm like, okay, a nodule biopsy. Something else for me to research and look up. So Anyway, he scheduled it for tomorrow, so 2 days later. Today's Thursday. Yesterday is my doctor's appointment. Tomorrow morning, I'm going in to have this biopsy. I've already watched other videos online of what a thyroid nodule biopsy entails. Super simple. They're going to numb it. They're going to use the ultrasound, and they're going to stick some needles in and withdraw just, some cells out of that nodule. And he says it's going to be 4 needles. So I assume he's doing a biopsy on 2 different nodules, because from what I saw, they do 2 from each. Anyway, it's so minor, you don't even sometimes need a Band-Aid when you leave, and you go right back to work. So I'll report on how it goes. I'm really not super nervous. They're going to numb it. I shouldn't feel very much at all. I trust God. I'm on a journey to get healthy and for my body, help my body heal itself, and just make sure that there's nothing causing my thyroid to not work properly. So I'm going to do everything in my power. I have a lot of help now. A great doctor, an endocrinologist, and a great nutritionist. And so I'm not worried. Anyway, I'll report back after the biopsy. Bye.